Okay, Algebra 1, I wanted to go ahead and post a video on how to solve simultaneous equations, and hopefully this will help you out, Claire, since you weren't able to be there today. Anyway, this is a simultaneous equations. What it means is that x and y in each of the equations listed are the same thing. So if x is 3 here, then x is 3 here. If y is -4 here, then y is -4 here. And you can solve these by what's called substitution, which is if x equals, it tells us here that x equals -3y plus 11. So I can take this -3y plus 11 and put it in where the x is in this equation. So this pen's not very good, but I'll try to do it here. So I'm going to take the 2, and then where the x is, instead of putting an x, I'm going to take what we know it equals, and that's -3y plus 11. And then I'm going to finish writing the equation, -y equals 1. I'm going to finish solving in a black so it's easier to see. So now we would just distribute here, and if you notice, the only letter left in this equation is a y. And then we would go -6y, and then 2 times 11, so 22, minus y equals 1. Now just combine your like terms. -6y minus y would give us -7y plus 22 equals 1. Then just continue to solve. Whoops, getting ahead of myself. And we'd get -7y equals -22. Divide by -7. Now except that would be -21 now. And y would equal 3. And what we're going to be doing to solve this is have an ordered pair. Because we want to know what both x and y were in the equation. So you just can always think about having an ordered pair. And since y is 3, I'm going to put my 3 here. Now I still need to find out what the x is, so I'm going to use my what y equals, and I can put that back into either one of these equations up here. But as I told the class today, path of least resistance, since we already know that x equals this, the x is by itself, let's use this equation. So I'm going to plug 3 in for the y right here, and I will erase that. And so I can say x equals -3 times 3 plus 11. So x equals -9 plus 11, which means x equals 2. So then you would have that ordered pair, 2, 3, and that is your answer. And I will count that as 2 points, one for the x value and one for the y value. Let me do one more example. Okay. Just a second. Okay, so again, the brackets means that x and y are the same thing in both equations, and this time we know what y equals. It says y equals the x minus 6. So this time, I'm going to take the x minus 6, and I'm going to put that in where the y is in the top equation. So I can say 2x plus 3 times x minus 6, so I just take the y out, put that in where y is, and then equals -13. So in this equation, I'm going to be solving for x first. So I have 2x distribute 3, so 3x minus 18 equals -13. Combine your like terms, so we'd have 5x minus 18 equals -13. Add 18 to both sides, and you get 5x equals 5, which means x equals 1. So again, we're going to have an ordered pair. We know this time we solved for x first, so I'm going to put the 1 in front, and now we need to find out what the y is. So again, we go back up to either of the top 2 equations and choose the bottom one because that'll be an easier one to solve with, that y equals x minus 6. You can put in the 1 for the x and say y equals 1 minus 6, and 1 minus 6 is -5, so y equals -5. And again, that's your answer. You don't graph these or anything, you're just solving for x and y at the same time. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So watch it a couple times, make sure you understand what we did, and hopefully that'll make sense. Have a good evening.